certainly don't want that.
No, I don't want that. All right, so let's let people. It's saying, hey, we're going to tell everyone that you're live. So it's doing that. Let me get my reading glasses on so I can see.
Reading glasses.
Well, I can't. People are typing in and saying hi and asking questions, and I can't see it without these glasses.
Very amusing.
Not really.
I find it amusing to me.
People are saying hi. Just give it a little more time here. Just a few more minutes for people to join.
Hi, how you doing?
Ask them if they're having a good Friday.
Are you all having a good Friday today?
Everybody's saying hi. All right. Let me see where we're at here. Okay. Everyone's asking, how are you today, Isaac?
I'm fine as always.
And how was your day?
Pretty good as usual.
Pretty good as usual? Do you ever have a bad day, Isaac?
Not ever.
I think
hardly.
Sometimes, but not too often, right?
Not at all.
We all kind of have bad days. All right. You want to tell everybody about Sleeping Beauty?
Sleeping Beauty premiered in movie theaters in 1959, and in 1986, Sleeping Beauty came out on VHS the first time in 1986, and in 1997, Sleeping Beauty was re-released on VHS. And I know Sleeping Beauty came out on Disney DVD for the first time in 2003, and then it came to Blu-ray in 2008.
2008. Do you know who the voice of Sleeping Beauty is?
Mary Costa is the voice of Sleeping Beauty, while Eleanor Audley is the voice of Lady Tremaine and Maleficent. Now, Helene Stanley is a live-action model for Cinderella and Princess Aurora, and Helene Stanley is also a live-action model for Anita in 101 Dalmatians.
Wow. Wasn't Eleanor Audley also Madame?
Yes, she was also Madame Leota from the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World.
I love that ride.
And Disneyland, too.
All right. Well, there's enough people here if you want to get started.
So today I'm going to be reading Sleeping Beauty. Here goes. Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a king and queen who had always longed for a child. At last, their wish was granted. The queen gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and they called her Aurora. They named her after the dawn, for she filled their lives with sunshine. She sure did.
Filled it with sunshine. Ooh.
Whoop.
That's nice. I like that castle.
The castle sure is beautiful, like at Disneyland, which we've never even been, which I'm sure we will someday.
We will.
King Stephen and the Queen declared a holiday so that everyone could celebrate the birth of the baby princess. Men and women came from far and wide, bringing gifts and singing, "Hail to the Princess Aurora." The king and queen also invited their friend, King Hubert, and his young son, Prince Philip. For many years, the two monarchs had fondly dreamed that one day their kingdoms would unite. Once everyone was gathered in the great hall of the castle, they announced that Prince Philip would be betrothed to the baby princess. I can't imagine such a thing like that.
Oh, wow. No.
No wonder. As the king and queen gazed at their baby, stardust filled the air, and the three good fairies, Mistress Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, fluttered into view. With their wands aloft, they floated towards the royal cradle. "Oh," said Merryweather, as she hovered over the baby, "the little darling." Then they bowed to the king and queen. "Each of us blessed with a single gift," said Flora, "no more, no less. Little princess, my gift shall be that of beauty." And she twirled her wand so that a stream of stars poured from its tip and settled over the baby princess. Her hair shone like spun gold. Her lips were as red as roses, and her skin glowed. The
Ooh.
fairies are beautiful. Now, my favorite fairy, it's always Merryweather, the one in the blue.
Always, huh?
I sure like her. Tiny princess, said Fauna, my gift shall be that of song. Angie too twirled her wand, but this time a flock of birds arose and soared above the cradle, filling the air with music. Sweet princess, said Merryweather, my gift shall be... But before she could finish, the castle doors burst open, and a gust of wind snarled and howled through the great hall. Lightning flashed, thunder crashed, and the green flame struck the floor. It flickered for a moment, and then out of it stepped a figure, draped in black, her face as pale as death, a golden scepter in her long white hand, with a black raven by her side. It was the mistress of all evil. Why, it's Maleficent, gasped Flora. What does she want here? Asked Merryweather, her face creased with worry. Goodness! Maleficent is evil.
Mm-hmm.
But in the live-action Maleficent movie, she is not evil.
Right.
Maleficent strode toward the king and queen. Well, quite a glittering assemblage, she cooed. Royalty, nobility, the gentry, and oh, quaint. She looked at the fairies and laughed, even the rabble. I really felt quite distressed at not receiving an invitation. You weren't wanted, said Merryweather quickly. Maleficent laughed again. The sound rang out cold and clear. Oh dear, she said. What an awkward situation. I had hoped it was merely due to some oversight. Well, in that event, I'd best be on my way. And you're not offended, Your Excellency? Asked the Queen. Why, no, Your Majesty. And to show I bear no ill will, I too shall bestow a gift on the child. The good fairies fell back, trying to protect the cradle, as Maleficent reached out her arms. The Queen is beautiful.
She is beautiful.
Now, the Queen, you may not know, she has a name. It's Leia. Queen Leia.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Listen well, all of you, snarled Maleficent, striking her scepter upon the ground. The princess shall indeed grow in grace and beauty, but beloved by all who know her. But before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die. Oh no, cried the Queen, clasping her baby in her arms. Maleficent's laugh was a cackle now, her eyes lit with a gleam of wicked delight. Seize that creature, cried King Stephen. His soldiers, armed with long spears, rushed to surround Maleficent. Stand back, you fools, she commanded. Green flames flickered around her once more, and with a last cackle, she disappeared, leaving only a forked shadow amidst the flames. Goodness, Maleficent was gonna kill Aurora.
That's severe.
I know. There was a moment of horrified silence. Don't despair, Your Majesties, said Mistress Flora. Merryweather still has her gift to give. Then she can undo this fearful curse, begged the king. Oh no, sire, sighed Merryweather. Maleficent's powers are far too great, said Flora. But she can help, said Fauna. Merryweather fluttered over to the baby in her mother's arms. Sweet princess, she began, if through this wicked witch's trick a spindle should your finger prick, then not in death, but just in sleep, this faithful promise you'll keep, and from the slumber you shall wake, when true love's kiss the spell shall break. Merryweather gave Aurora the gift of life.
That's a good gift.
But the king was still in fear for his daughter's life. He ordered that every spinning wheel in the land be brought before them and burned. And so it was done. The spinning wheels were piled high outside the castle walls, and bright flames lit the night sky. The king and queen destroyed the spinning wheels to protect the princess.
They did, right? Just to protect her.
Inside the castle, the good fairies sat in the empty throne room, comforting themselves with cups of tea. A bonfire won't stop Maleficent, said Merryweather. Of course not, said Flora, but what will? She can't be all bad, said Fauna. Oh, yes, she can, said Flora. Oh, grumbled Merryweather, I like to turn to a fat old hot toad. Now, dear, that isn't a very nice thing to say, said Fauna. Besides, said Flora, Our magic doesn't work that way. It can only be used to do good, dear, said Fauna, to bring joy and happiness. But there must be some way, said Flora. There is. There is? What is it, Flora? Asked Fauna. I'm going to. Shh, 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 whispered Flora. Even wolves have ears. Follow me. They don't have ears. That was a joke. After turning into tiny fairies, Flora whispered the plan to the others to raise the princess themselves until her 16th birthday deep in the forest so that Maleficent would never find her. I hope she doesn't.
I hope she
When
doesn't.
she does find her in live action. Oh, I like that, said Fauna. And we have our magic to help us, added Merryweather. No magic, declared Flora. I'll take those wands right now. We've never done anything without magic, protested Merryweather. And that's why Maleficent will never suspect, said Flora. Come along now. We must tell their majesties at once. And so it was that the king and queen watched with heavy hearts as their most precious possession, their only child, disappeared into the night. For 16 years they lived a sad and lonely life. The time for the princess's 16th birthday drew near. The entire kingdom began to rejoice, for everyone knew that as long as Maleficent's domain, the Forbidden Mountains, thundered with the green flames of her rage, then her prophecy had not yet been fulfilled. No, it has not. Not at all.
Wow.
From deep within her castle walls, Maleficent shook with anger. 16 years, she snarled at her evil helpers, and not a trace of her. Are you sure you've searched everywhere? Yes, everywhere, the creatures grunted in reply. We've searched mountains, forests, and houses, and even in all the cradles. Cradles, cried Maleficent. Did you hear that, my pet? She said, turning to her raven. All these years they've been looking for a baby. Fools! Then she began to blast them with lightning from her orb, sending them running from her sight. When she was alone again with her raven, she stroked his feathers and said, You are my last hope. Circle far and wide. Search for a maid of 16, with hair of sunshine gold, and lips red as the rose. Go, and do not fail me. Away the raven flew over the jagged peaks of the Forbidden Mountains and out into the world. Now, the raven from Sleeping Beauty, the raven does have a name. It's Diablo. That is right, Diablo. For all these years, deep in the forest, the good fairies have been raising Princess Aurora as their own. They called her Briar Rose. On this day, her 16th birthday, the good fairies were planning a party, and a surprise. They were going to make her a dress. What are you three dears up to? Asked Briar Rose, coming down the stairs. Well, we began Flora. Want you to pick some berries, finished Merryweather. Lots of berries, said Fauna, handing her a basket. By now the fairies were gently pushing Briar Rose out of the door. And don't hurry back, dear. Now don't hurry back, dear, said Flora. And don't speak to strangers, called Fauna. As soon as Briar Rose had left, they set to work. I'll get the wand, said Merryweather. No magic, Flora reminded her. So Mistress Fauna baked, while Mistress Flora cut and sewed, trying the dress on Merryweather as she went. While they worked, they wept for after today, their darling would become a princess and would no longer be their Briar Rose. Goodness.
Goodness.
Now let's see what happens next. Out in the forest, Briar Rose sang as she walked. The birds and woodland animals gathered round her, drawn by the beauty of her voice. Her song drifted over the tree tops and came into the ears of a young man riding his horse through the forest. He stopped to listen. Beautiful, he said, as he rode toward the sound until he came upon the princess in the clearing, dancing over the mossy ground. With the squirrel's help, the birds and an owl gathered the man's coat and boots. It danced with Briar Rose as she sang, thinking of the prince she saw in her dreams. Oh, cried Briar Rose, when the man danced up behind her. I'm awfully sorry, he said. I didn't mean to frighten you. Oh, it wasn't that, she said. It's just that you're a stranger, said the man. But don't you remember we met before? We have, of course, said the man. You said so yourself. And he began to sing the same song she had been singing. The young man reached out his hand, and they danced together in the silvery light of the glade. I remember that part in Sleeping Beauty where Briar Rose met Prince Philip disguised as a peasant, but she don't know it's him.
She didn't know it was a prince?
No, she don't know it's him. As they came to rest at the edge of the forest, in view of the royal castle gleaming white in the valley beyond, "Who are you?" asked the man. "What's your name?" But at those words, Briar Rose drew away as if waking from a dream. "Oh, no, no, I can't," she cried. "Goodbye." She ran back the way she came. "But when will I see you again?" asked the man, calling after her. "Oh, never, never. Well, maybe some day. Oh, no, this evening." Briar Rose replied as she ran. "At the cottage in the glen." And she raced through the trees, a smile on her rose-red lips. Goodness.
Oh, wow.
Now let's see what happens next.
Let's see.
In the cottage, the good fairy's birthday plans were going awry. Fauna's cake was sliding off the table. Flora's dress was a mess of bows and ruffles. "I've had enough of this nonsense," announced Merryweather. "I'm going to get those wands." So they locked the doors, closed the curtains, and set to work with their wands. Merryweather cleaned the room with a dancing mop, bucket, and broom. Fauna directed the cake to make itself. Flora swirled fabric together to make a dress that was fit for a princess. But when Merryweather saw the dress, she shook her head. "Oh, no, not pink. Make it blue," she muttered, striking out magic from her wand. "Make it pink," retorted Flora, turning it back. "Make it blue, pink, blue." Soon Flora and Merryweather were at war with their wands, shooting out magic spells of pink and blue, which burst out of the chimney in a puff of sparkling smoke. But the fairies forgot to block the chimney.
Oh, boy.
How could they forget?
They were too busy arguing about pink or blue.
I guess they just didn't think.
I guess not.
Unbeknown to the fairies, Maleficent's raven was flying overhead, saw the magic, and knew he had found Princess Aurora at last. The fairies stopped their spells just as Briar Rose skipped through the front door. She cried out in delight when she saw the beautiful dress and the cake. "Oh, you darling," she said. "This is the happiest day of my life. Just wait till you meet him." "Him?" asked Fauna. "You've met a stranger?" asked Flora. "Oh, we met before," said Briar Rose, and she began to sing and dance. "She's in love," gasped Fauna. "This is terrible," cried Flora. "Why?" asked Briar Rose. "After all, I am 16. You're already betrothed," exclaimed Fauna, "to Prince Philip, dear." "But that's impossible," replied Briar Rose. "How can I marry a prince? I have to be a princess," said Merryweather. "And you are, dear," said Fauna. "Princess Aurora," finished Flora. "Tonight we're taking you back to your parents." "But I can't," cried Briar Rose. "He's coming here tonight. I promised to meet him." "I'm sorry, child," said Flora, "but you must never see that young man again." Briar Rose rushed to her bedroom and lay weeping on her bed. In their distress, the fairies never saw Maleficent's black raven perched in the doorway. He had overheard everything, and at the word princess, a sly smile had passed over his face. Now he stretched out his ragged wings and flew back to his evil mistress. Goodness!
Is he going to tell on the fairies?
You betcha. As the sun sank through the sky, King Stephen looked out from his castle balcony, waiting for his daughter's return. Behind him, King Hubert was feasting on the royal food. "The girl's as good as here," said King Hubert. "Tonight we toast to the future. Our children will marry, our kingdoms unite." Suddenly, there was a fanfare from outside, and the trumpeter called out, "His Royal Highness Prince Philip," as the young man galloped through the castle gates to the cheers of the crowd. Wow.
Wow.
Philip, Philip, cried King Hubert, rushing down the steps to his son. Hurry, boy, hurry, and change into something suitable. Can't meet your future bride looking like that. I've already met her, father, Prince Philip replied, and he began to dance and sing. You met Princess Aurora? Said King Hubert. I didn't say it was Aurora, replied the prince. I don't know who she was, a peasant girl, I suppose. You can't do this to me, cried his father. Give up the throne, the kingdom for some nobody? I command you to come to your senses and marry the girl I love, said Prince Philip, wheeling his horse around. Goodbye, father, and he galloped away towards the forest and the cottage in the glen, his father chasing after him in despair. Goodness.
That's the pits.
I can never imagine such a thing like that.
Me either.
As night drew in, the good fairies and the princess walked through the forest to the castle. They climbed the twisting turret stairs to a beautiful room. Then the fairies twirled their wands once more, until a crown appeared. This is one last gift, dear child, for thee. It's a symbol of thy royalty, a crown to wear in grace and beauty. It is thy right and royal duty, cried Flora, and she gently placed the crown on Aurora's head. Princess Aurora looked at her reflection in the mirror and wept. All she could think of was the man in the forest and how she wouldn't be there to meet him. The girl was left to give her a moment alone. Uh-oh, here comes the scary part.
Okay.
As the door closed, a ball of green light appeared in the fireplace. It grew and grew, flickering in front of Aurora's eyes, mesmerizing her. She rose from her seat and followed it, as if in a trance. It led her magically through the fireplace, down a dark corridor, and up another flight of stone steps. Oh my goodness!
Uh-oh.
Aurora's in danger!
She is.
In a dark room at the very top of the turret, the green light transformed itself into a spinning wheel. Aurora stretched out her arm towards it. The fairies, finding the princess had gone, called for her frantically, their voices echoing through the castle. Rose, 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 don't touch anything. But the spinning wheel called out to Aurora too. Touch the spindle, it said. Touch it, I say. Aurora touched it, pricking her finger on its pointed tip. Oh my goodness.
Ugh.
When the good fairies reached the turret room, they stopped in, for there stood Maleficent. You poor simple fools, she said, thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil. Well, here's your precious princess. And she swept aside her black cloak to reveal Princess Aurora lying lifeless on the cold stone floor. With the cackle of terrible laughter, Maleficent vanished. The fairies gathered around Aurora weeping. Oh no. That glowing green orb that turned into that spinning wheel, it was Maleficent the whole time.
Was it? Wow.
It was. I can't
Unbelievable.
believe it. She killed her.
Whew.
How could she kill her?
How could she?
Outside, the fanfare sounded again. The sun had set, said the trumpeter. Make ready to welcome your princess. Fireworks lit the night sky, and the crowds cheered. But no princess appeared on the turret balcony. Instead, the good fairies were lying Aurora to rest. Her poor parents, said Fauna. They'll be heartbroken when they find out, said Merryweather. They're not going to, said Flora. We'll put them all to sleep until Rose awakens. So the fairies flew around the castle, spreading their magical spell of sleep, until one by one, all the castle inhabitants and the crowds waiting outside yawned, closed their eyes, and slept. The last to go was King Hubert. Philip, he muttered drowsily. He's falling in love with a peasant girl. The peasant girl, who is she? Flora asked urgently, overhearing his words. Where did he meet her? Once upon a dream, sighed King Hubert, with his last wakeful breath. Oh my goodness.
Wow. I don't think they got to see that. Okay.
Rose, Prince Philip, cried Flora, fluttering over to Fauna and Merryweather. The, the Prince Philip, she realized, was in terrible danger. What if Maleficent found out? We've got to get back to the cottage, she cried. The fairies flew over the motionless castle just as Prince Philip was galloping up to the little cottage in the glen. He knocked on the door. Come in, said a voice. He pushed open the door, where Maleficent's evil creatures were lying in wait for him. They pounced and quickly tied him up with thick ropes. Uh-oh. Maleficent stepped out from the shadows with an evil cackle. I set my trap for peasants, and lo, I catch a prince. Away with him, she cried. I have plans for a royal guest. Too late, the fairies arrived at the cottage. All they found was Prince Philip's hat lying abandoned on the floor. Maleficent, they gasped. She's got Prince Philip, said Merryweather. At the Forbidden Mountain, said Flora. But we can't go there, said Fauna. We can, replied brave Flora, and we must. They just have no choice.
They gotta go?
They gotta go there, even though that might not be so easy.
Might not be.
The fairies flew until they reached Maleficent's terrible lair. There they watched in horror as dark creatures danced around the green flyer. On her throne before them sat Maleficent, stroking her pet raven. What a pity Prince Philip can't be here to enjoy the celebration, she said. Come, we must go to the dungeon and cheer him up. Quietly, secretly, the fairies followed Maleficent down into the depths of the castle. There sat Prince Philip bound by a chain in the darkest corner of the dungeon. Behold, said Maleficent, conjuring up an image before him of the royal castle, and in yonder topmost tower, dreaming of her true love, the Princess Aurora, the very same peasant girl who won your noble heart only yesterday. She'll lie there sleeping for 100 years. Only then will you be free to go, to wake your love with love's first kiss, and prove that true love conquers all. Goodness me.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I can't imagine such a thing like that. I just simply cannot. In her image, Prince Philip was white-haired and stood with age. Maleficent laughed at his anger. Come, my pet, she said, turned to her raven. Let us leave our noble prince with these happy thoughts. For the first time in 16 years, I shall sleep well. As soon as she left, the good fairies fluttered out from her hiding place. With their wands, they freed Prince Philip from his chains. The road to true love may be marred by still many more dangers, which you alone will have to face, said Flora. Arm yourself with this enchanted shield of virtue and this mighty sword of truth. These weapons of righteousness will triumph over evil. Come, we must hurry. Prince Philip and the good fairies raced out of the castle dungeon right into Maleficent's raven, who set off squawking in alarm. Goodness me.
Wow.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine either.
Now let's see what happens next. Maleficent's evil creatures pursued the prince. He fought them bravely, and the fairies helped him on his way. When the creatures hurled rocks at him, the fairies turned them to bubbles, their arrows into flowers. Making his escape, Philip leapt astride his horse. Before they left, Merryweather took a moment to turn Maleficent's squawking raven to stone. Maleficent watched the fairies work and furry. She climbed to her topmost tower and pointed her orb towards the castle, determined to stop the prince. A forest of thorns shall be his tomb, she cried, carried through the skies in the fog of doom. Just as Prince Philip reached the royal castle, a forest of thick thorns sprang up around it. The prince began to hack his way through, once never stopping. The good fairies continued to help. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
I remember that part in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
But at the entrance to the castle stood Maleficent. Now you must deal with me, O prince, she declared. And she rose above him higher and higher, her body drawn out long and thick and black, with gleaming green eyes, as she transformed herself into a dragon. Prince Philip charged at her, holding his shield aloft as Maleficent breathed over him with her dragon flames. The thorns around him caught fire, burning green, and Philip was forced to climb into a jutting rock. There, Maleficent blasted his shield away, but the good fairies were at his side. Now sword of truth lies swift and sure, Flora chanted, that evil die and good endure.
Oof.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
Let's see. Prince Philip hurled his sword at the dragon, and it struck deep into her heart. The dragon opened her jaws one last time, then collapsed and fell to the black rocks below. All that was left of Maleficent was a pool of slick blackness on the stony ground. At once the thorns vanished. The castle stood beautiful and still in the dawn light. Prince Philip made his way past the motionless figures outside and climbed the stairs of the tallest turret. There Princess Aurora lay sleeping. The prince bent his head to wake his love with love's first kiss. As his lips touched hers, the princess awoke and smiled. So too did all of the castle inhabitants, rubbing their eyes as they rose from their enchanted slumber. I love the part from Sleeping Beauty where Philip woke Aurora with a kiss.
Kiss. Yeah, that's so nice.
I always do like that part. The fanfares burst to life, trumpeting loud and clear. And the good fairies rushed to the great hall just in time to see Prince Philip and Princess Aurora come down the sweeping stairs together. "It's Aurora, she's here," cried King Stephen. "And Philip," added King Hubert in bewilderment. Princess Aurora rushed forwards to hug her parents. Then she and Prince Philip waltzed together across the great hall to the song they first danced together, "Once Upon a Dream." Oh, this is so romantic.
It is romantic. Aww.
Gazing at them, Fauna shed a tear. "Why, Fauna," said Flora, "what's the matter, dear?" "I just love happy endings." "Yes," said Flora, "I do too. Oh," she added, noticing Aurora's dress, "blue," and she turned it pink. "Blue," said Merryweather. The watching crowd saw the dress turn from pink to blue to pink to blue in a sparkle of stars, and Prince Philip and Princess Aurora danced their way into happily ever after. The end.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't this lovely?
It is lovely.
I can't believe Maleficent kidnapped Prince Philip, but I'm glad the fairies rescued him.
Oh yeah, that's good that they did.
No wonder that Maleficent's gift, it wasn't really a gift, it was a curse.
Right? Wasn't there another movie where someone got the gift of obedience, which would be a terrible gift?
Ella Enchanted?
Yeah.
But that is quite similar.
Yes. Quite similar.
Wasn't it something how Merryweather gave Aurora the gift of life?
Right, absolutely. That was great.
Which I'm glad she did.
All right. Someone wants to know why you love princesses. Do you know why you love them?
And princes?
Yeah.
They are so lovely to me.
Are they?
And I know I met princesses at Disney World, and I know once at Rise Learning Center, before I met Disney princesses, I once met a princess named Emily. I did. And Princess Emily was so nice to me when I met her.
What princess have you not met yet?
The only Disney princess I haven't yet met was Moana.
And we're hoping maybe next year they'll have the meet and greets back, right?
I'm sure.
We're hoping you'll get to meet her.
And we will find Moana wherever she is.
Yeah, we'll find her.
Eventually, next year, Disney characters won't be social distancing for long.
All right, so I think that when we post that you're reading live, sometimes people read the old ones and they don't realize what day it is. So they thought you were going to read Cinderella at 9. So we're going to have to figure out a better way to communicate your live times with everybody. Because this is my dinner break and this is their book, huh?
This is something, all right.
But you'll read to everybody tomorrow too, right?
Yes, I will.
All right. What villains have you met?
I did meet Anastasia and Drizella, although they were daughters of Lady Tremaine, and I met the evil queen from Snow White.
What did you say? Did you tease them that their feet were big?
I was teasing.
What did you tell them?
I asked them, did it hurt if when they squeezed their big feet into the glass slipper?
Yeah.
But I was just teasing.
Yeah, you were just teasing them. Yeah, we'll put this on YouTube. We'll put the one he did earlier on YouTube too, you guys. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to know if you had a good time at Disney World.
I sure did.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
I sure like everything.
Everything? Even getting rained on?
But which we did not very much enjoy getting rained on.
I didn't enjoy it.
Next year, if it rains on us, I'm sure you'll remember to bring your umbrella when I bring my umbrella.
I absolutely will never forget my umbrella again. You got on me and I'll remember forever. How many times did you get to ride your favorite roller coaster, the Mine Train ride?
I can't count the number of times I rode the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
But we got to ride it twice, didn't we?
I rode it
at this last visit.
But I can't count the number.
Mm-hmm. Nope. All right, a lot of people are saying hi. Do you want to tell them anything else? You have like over 1,000 people following or watching you right now. Can you believe that?
This is something, all right.
Right? Isn't that crazy? Does it make you nervous that there's that many people watching you?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
All
right. Do you want to say anything else?
Can you imagine, first at Disney World, I met Snow White, and then I saw her again, and then I got to see her again.
That was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
When I saw Snow White again, I saw her in the parade at the Magic Kingdom, where she did a twirl just for me, and I got to see her again over at Epcot. She
did just do that twirl for you, didn't she? That was pretty awesome in August.
At Epcot, when I got to see her again, I'm so glad that she remembered me.
I'm glad she remembered you, too.
Even though Snow White was social distancing.
Yeah, she was social distancing.
Which no one will be doing for long.
Right. Not forever, hopefully.
Nope, not forever at all.
Everyone says they love your shirt.
Oh, yeah, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Who's your favorite dwarf?
It's always Dopey.
Always Dopey.
Dopey is so cute.
He is a cutie.
In a Disney theory, Geppetto is Dopey, but I don't think so.
You don't think so?
There is no way Geppetto could possibly be Dopey.
That's an interesting theory.
I don't think so.
Somebody asked, when do you think the next time you're going to get a haircut? When will you allow another one?
I just never know for sure.
No, you don't. Just when the mood strikes you, huh?
Indeed.
Indeed. All right. What else do you want to tell everybody?
In Tipton, when I see my Grandma Connie, I am always so happy to see her.
That's right.
She would be on her couch or in the kitchen when I come in. The moment I come in my Grandma Connie's house, there's the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And from the living room, there's the kitchen. Oh. And when I go past the kitchen, there's Grandma's bedroom and the laundry room. And through the door, there's the garage.
That's right. What was your favorite treat at Disney?
My favorite treat?
That we had this last visit. What was your favorite treat?
I did enjoy those Snow White treats. The Snow White cone and the Hi-Ho sundae.
Oh, yes. I'm not sure I enjoyed the Hi-Ho sundae, but I did like the Snow White cone because it was Dole Whip, and Dole Whip is my favorite.
At least at Adventureland, we got to have some Dole Whip with cake.
Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it?
From the looks of that cake, it was delicious.
It was, wasn't it? We had a lot of good treats.
Next year at Amaretti, there'll be lots of cakes to try.
Yes, that was really a great cake.
I know I did enjoy the part that looks like taffy, but at least it was very delicious to me.
Someone's asking if you like Tinkerbell.
Oh, I do love Tinkerbell. She's beautiful, and I even met her at Disney World.
You did, didn't you? Weren't you just watching a Tinkerbell movie earlier today?
On Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I've seen Tinkerbell so many times, ever since 2008.
Do you like Frozen?
Yes, I do like Frozen. It's a good movie, and Frozen too.
People are asking if you celebrate Christmas. You love Christmas, right?
I always love Christmas. It's always my favorite holiday.
But you really won't talk about it until after Thanksgiving dinner, right? Gotta wait until Thanksgiving's over.
I know when I have Christmas at the zoo and I see Santa, I know I can't wait to ask Santa for Aurora and Rapunzel Royal Shimmer dolls.
Oh, I bet Santa finds them and brings them because you've been so good this year.
I sure have.
Yep.
And when my grandparents send me some money, I don't know how much they're going to send me.
What are you going to do with your Christmas money?
I am hoping to get Aurora and Ariel ballerina dolls. And if I'm lucky, I may even get something special.
I think those two things are enough of something special.
Something extra special.
Oh, like what?
I really don't know for sure.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll find out.
There is one way to find out.
Do you have a favorite doll in all of your collection?
My favorite doll? Snow White.
Is there a specific Snow White doll you like?
I sure like them all the same.
All of them the same, huh?
I always do.
All right. That's pretty awesome. You're not big on favorites. Do you like Shrek?
Yes, I do love Shrek. It's good.
And Fiona?
And Snow White.
Didn't we watch the Shrek movies in the hotel?
We watched bits of it.
Yeah.
But we didn't even see the whole film. But I did watch the full movie of Hocus Pocus on Freeform.
Freeform is pretty cool.
It sure is, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, lots to watch. Matilda's on there right now. I know you like that. What else was on there? Did you spot anything other than Matilda?
On the app, I think there's Mirror, Mirror, that Snow White movie.
Is that the one with
Julia
Roberts?
And
Yeah.
Lily Collins.
That'll be a good one.
I always remember the 25 Days of Christmas on ABC Family of all the Rankin Bass Christmas specials.
All the Rankin Bass. Those are pretty fun.
I still remember The Year Without a Santa Claus when poor Santa had a cold.
What happened?
But then he soon got better.
Oh, that's good.
Can you imagine A Year Without a Santa Claus? That was way back before we were born.
Well,
And I can always remember Santa Claus is coming to town where Santa as a baby was raised by Tanta Crinkle. She sure took care of him until he grew up.
what's your favorite non-Disney, non-Snow White movie?
Non-Disney, non-Snow White?
Right. What's your favorite non-Disney, non-Snow White movie?
I don't know nothing about non-Snow White movies.
What's your favorite non-Disney movie?
I know my favorite non-Disney movie, it's always Happily Ever After.
Okay, that's related to...
Filmation.
Okay, what are some of your favorite movies that aren't about Snow White?
I don't think I even know any.
Well, you like other movies, though. Like Home Alone, The Little Rascals. Remember that time you pretended...
Oh, you mean that the time at Rise Learning Center when I wrote that harsh note to Cody Looney?
Yeah.
But I remember what it said. Dear Cody, I hate your stinking guts. You make me vomit. You're a scum between my toes. Love, Isaac Sharp.
Oh, yeah,
I was imitating Alfalfa. I did not mean to write that note to Cody Looney.
That wasn't very nice to send her that note at all.
No. But in The Little Rascals, what that note really said was, Dear Darla, I can't live without you. Really, I'm not kidding. You're Romeo Alfalfa.
See, that's what you should have wrote Cody. I can't live without you.
I just did not even think to.
Oh, Pizza Hut just asked if you made it to them, but they were closed today, so...
From the sign on Plainfield at Pizza Hut that said temporary closed?
Yeah.
Goodness.
So where'd you end up going?
To Culver's.
What'd you have at Culver's?
A butter burger with fries.
I love their butter burgers. I miss them.
I know you do.
Ugh, I like their cheese curds, too.
Cheese curds?
Yeah, sometimes they're a little squeaky, but I like them.
Squeaky,
on
you
your
say?
teeth. Yep. Yep.
No wonder.
Is there any Disney movie that you don't like?
There isn't one, not at all.
Have you seen all of the Disney movies?
There are some.
Are there some you haven't seen?
In this world, there are movies and TV shows we have seen before, and some we've not seen.
Right, but haven't you seen just almost every Disney movie?
I know I've seen some. I know I sure liked Bedknobs and Broomsticks, the one with Angela Lansbury.
Oh, that was good.
The one who was in Murder, She Wrote, and in Anastasia, and in Beauty and the Beast, and Mary Poppins Returns, and The Grinch, computer animation.
Oh, I like Angela. What about... Oh, you like Wreck-It Ralph, right? They were asking...
Wreck-It Ralph and Ralph Breaks the Internet.
That Ralph Breaks the Internet was crazy when they did that eBay business.
Oh, you mean... Oh, that Ralph and Vanellope nonsense at eBay? Where they thought it was a game, but it's no game.
Right, it's no game.
I always love the Disney princesses scene in Ralph Breaks the Internet.
It's good. Have you ever seen Nanny McPhee?
I believe so.
I believe you have too.
And I know that I have worked at Bona Vista and Kokomo in 2013.
You did.
Where I had a supervisor named Scott Baldwin.
Right.
And I still remember Nellie the nurse, the one I used to flirt with.
You sure did flirt with her all the time, didn't you?
Every time I saw her, I always go, "Arrrr."
You did.
And when I asked her, what could go wrong? She says, I don't know. And sometimes she says everything.
Right. Sometimes everything. Sometimes nothing.
I do remember at once I gave Nellie flowers. I gave her purple violets. And then in summer, they were out of season for the summer.
They were.
I do remember at Bona Vista when I was reunited with my friend Abigail from Pettit Park. I was so happy I found her.
Yeah, she's...
And Mallory Eccles, too.
Yeah.
And James Sullivan.
Ooh, several people want to know if you like Spirited Away.
Oh, Spirited Away, that was a good movie. In Spirited Away, where Chihiro's parents turn into pigs because of the food they ate at that empty restaurant stall.
Yeah, wasn't that crazy?
As I remember some episodes of the show Roly Poly Oly, there was this one episode where Oly and Billy ate too much candy. And when they did, they got sick.
They did, didn't they?
The way they got sick, their faces turned green.
It did, didn't it? They turned green.
They certainly did.
Somebody asked how you feel about Mary Poppins and Mary Poppins 2.
You mean Mary Poppins Returns? They're both good.
That's not true.
First Julie Andrews and then Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I didn't like the Emily Blunt one at all.
Emily Blunt sure was the baker's wife in Into the Woods.
Oh yeah, she was, wasn't she? I did like Into the Woods. That was a good movie.
It sure was.
It was great.
In the early 2000s, I used to have staff to work for me.
Yep, and now your father takes care of you, huh?
And then one day, next thing, in a few years, no one will be taking care of me anymore.
Well, somebody will be taking care of you.
But not you and Dad.
Right, but somebody will. I promise you that.
And in the future, if I do get a new roommate, it won't be the same as the roommate I had before.
That's right.
I will not forget in summer 2007 when a squirrel tried to eat my cinnamon peanuts.
The squirrel did eat your peanuts. That was crazy.
The squirrel jumped on the tablecloth and it tried to eat my cinnamon peanuts. And once in summer 2008, a bee stung my arm.
Yes, that was terrible, wasn't it?
It sure was so nuts.
Remember when the bee stung Noah's hand?
Oh yes, I remember that.
Ooh, somebody wants to know your favorite dwarf elf from Happily Ever After.
My favorite dwarf elf from Happily Ever After, it's always Thunderella.
Thunderella?
Thunderella almost sounds like Cinderella.
Almost.
In a way, quite similar.
You're right.
Who would ever forget any things that Brian gets me? I never know what he gets me of what he finds.
No.
Even when I started giving things to Brian.
Yeah, we'll never know. Sometimes he gets good Funko Pops.
There was a once upon a time when Funko Pops did not exist yet. There were no Funko Pops in the 1990s, and there were no Funko Pops in the early 2000s. Now, I know that when I was younger, I did used to have some Disney dancing princess dolls from the 1990s. I used to have Cinderella, Jasmine, and Belle and Snow White. But I'm still trying to find Disney dancing princess, Sleeping Beauty, and Pocahontas at Goodwill.
Yeah, we keep trying. Maybe we can check out Goodwill tomorrow since I'm off work and we're going to have an adventure.
And I'm still trying to find that dancing princess Snow White from 1997 that I had.
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll be able to find it. Everyone wants to know if we're going to go see Encanto. We are, aren't we?
We are going to see Encanto after Thanksgiving.
Someone was kind enough to give you a movie theater gift card, didn't they?
Yes.
So we're definitely going to see it at the movie theater. Did you like the Barbie Nutcracker movie?
Oh, Barbie and the Nutcracker, that was good.
Mm-hmm. Is there a princess that you don't like?
There isn't one, not at all.
I didn't think so. You love them all, don't you?
I know I have seen the show Drawn Together. That was so hilarious.
Oh, that was good.
With Princess Clara. There was this part in one of the episodes where Clara's 3 Disney princess friends, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, and Ariel, died.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Ariel said, I can't feel my fin. And then Snow White said, that's what we get for letting Mulan drive. And then Princess Clara said, stay with me, Sleeping Beauty. And Aurora said, but I'm tired, so very tired.
Wow.
Goodness me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That sounds like a crazy, crazy show.
That show never got me. It never made me cry.
Well, it might have gotten me. You know how I am.
No movies and shows hardly ever make me cry.
That's good.
Not at all.
Right?
As always, the times at the movie theaters when I sneak snacks, I don't tell and they don't know.
Right. We don't tell anybody and they don't know.
They don't know.
Right.
And we do not tell nobody.
We don't, do we? We don't. What happens if we get caught?
Our snacks would be confiscated and that just wouldn't be fun at all.
No, it wouldn't, would it?
I remember in 2019, on the day of the family reunion, when Noah kept saying, oh my, and that little G word that we don't say.
Right.
And I told him not to say that.
Right.
I knew that.
What do you like to watch that's not Disney?
What do I like to watch that's not Disney?
Yeah.
I do like some Dr. Seuss original movies and some Dr. Seuss TV shows.
What are we waiting on Netflix?
I hope on Netflix there'll be a second season of Green Eggs and Ham. And I'm hoping Sam will find his family.
Me too. I hope he finds his family.
I know Sam's real name is Samuel. I Amul.
So silly.
I know.
Right.
I always like him.
I do too. I'm real excited.
You are?
Yes. What do you like to watch that's not animated and not Disney?
Not animated and not Disney?
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. What's not animated and not Disney?
We're out of biscuits.
I do like... Let me think. What do I like that's...
What about the show where she's driving her car into the restaurant because they're out of ham, they're out of egg?
Medea's Big Happy Family?
Yeah.
Medea movies are so hilarious to me.
They are hilarious, aren't they? Even though they say words you don't like.
I do like Shirley Temple movies.
Oh, those are good too, right?
And I sure like the Charlie Horse Music Pizza and Lamb Chops Play Along. Sherry Lewis back then had a life long time ago.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
After Sherry Lewis died in 1998, The Charlie Horse Music Pizza got canceled.
That was sad.
There are some things I forget and some I never do forget.
That's right. Everyone wants to know if you like scary movies.
Not at all.
Nope, not at all, huh?
And I know I sure love Winnie the Pooh movies.
You do, don't you?
And the TV show, too.
Did you like the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Oh, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That was a good one.
That was good, huh?
And I know I've seen The Wizard of Oz and The Wiz.
Oh, The Wiz is good. I like that.
The Wiz, the one with Diana Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of a little girl, she's a grown-up.
She is, isn't she?
Instead of a Kansas farmhouse, it's a family gathering for Thanksgiving dinner in New York City.
You're right.
Goodness me. I never can imagine such a thing like that. The Disney Channel launched in 1983.
1983, huh?
The Disney Channel has been around ever since before I was born, and the Disney Channel is still around.
You're right, it sure is.
The Disney Channel is not the same as before.
It's not at all.
Nope, it is not.
What music do you like?
What music? I still like Disney music.
Who's your favorite? Who are some of your favorite musicians?
Musicians?
Mm-hmm.
As in singers?
Yes.
I know I did like Gwen Stefani and Avril Lavigne and Barbra Streisand.
Right.
And then next I'm into Tiffany and Linda Ronstadt and Stevie Wonder.
Right. Right. And Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
She sings that one song you really like.
I do. And I have tried to learn it.
You sure have.
I do like Regina Belle.
Oh, what does Regina Belle sing?
I only know a couple of songs she sings. She sings Far Longer Than Forever and A Whole New World.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much all I know.
Okay.
And I do like Celine Dion.
Oh, she's got a beautiful, beautiful voice.
I remember Celine Dion singing Beauty and the Beast and How Does a Moment Last Forever.
So, like, in 1 month, we're going to be in Vegas. People want to know what you like to do in Vegas. What do you like to do there?
I still gamble, and I'm hoping when I gamble again, I will win money again.
You do like gambling. What are your favorite gambling? What do you like to do when you're gambling?
I like the Aladdin gamble, and
what
the
else?
Wizard of Oz gamble,
Yeah.
and the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory gamble.
Oh, yeah.
And Goldfish, too.
Oh, yes. The Wizard of Oz one's real fun, huh? When the
And
witch comes
magical.
down. Yeah.
With all that red smoke.
It's pretty fun. What else do you like to do when you're in Vegas?
I do like to check out some restaurants and have treats, too.
Yeah. And the Disney store is still in Vegas.
It is?
Right, at the Fashion Show Mall.
For how long is it going to be there?
I don't know. We better check it out.
Yeah.
Someone asked if you like to drink alcohol in Vegas.
It tastes like medicine.
So you don't drink it, do you?
No, I just know it definitely does taste like medicine.
Right. Oh, don't like it.
There are times at Target when I go past the medicine section and I tell myself, I won't look that way. I won't look that way. Don't look, and I don't.
Right.
Since 2018, I tried bath bombs.
You do. Oh, Lush. There's all those Lushes when we're in Vegas too, aren't there?
There sure are.
So we'll be able to check that out. All right. I think we got to wrap it up because I
Yes,
got to
we
get
gotta
back to
wrap it up.
work.
And I still gotta work too.
Yeah. Hope everybody has a great night.
I hope you all have a good night. I can't wait to read to you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. See ya.
All right.